Okay, tell me, ट्रेडिशनल बैंक्स और मॉडर्न बैंक्स में क्या डिफरेंसेस है?
Great.
क्या है ट्रेडिशनल बैंक्स में मिसिंग पॉइंट्स जो मॉडर्न बैंक्स एंड मॉडर्न फिनटेक एप्स जैसे आपकी वो बेटर कर पाती है? Like just make a comparison. I want to make it proper. Traditional versus
you can call it as traditional
modern.
or legacy banks. So
हाँ.
ये जो traditional and legacy banks है, they are driven by legacy.
Driven by legacy मतलब क्या?
ये जो systems या जो उनकी जो policies थे, they were all framed way back. They were not meant, यानी यूँ समझ लो, एक सिटी डेवलप करती हो तो उस टाइम पे डेवलप करती हो वरना क्या होता है ना, you end up having lot of chaos. तो these processes and the products, in fact now you see even they are changing, they are trying to, for example, SBI is one big bank, the biggest bank. They have Yono app, one of the
flagship
app, and they have done a wonderful in terms of growth in that product as well. It's a well accepted product. So as a process, if you see, they don't have that new age processes, यानी कि इनके जो process है, they are not built for the new age.
Give me an example. मतलब ओल्ड वर्सेस न्यू तो समझ गया, वो लेगेसी प्रोसेसेस को बिलीव करती है, न्यू एज नहीं है. क्या है न्यू एज?
Now I'll tell you about the new age banks. See, new age banks are able to give products in terms of both product and service. See, there's a very thin line between product and service. हम तो समझ
Explain करो.
I'll explain you now. For example, if you're a small bank or small business, you need a API to do a fund transfer. तो आपको मॉडर्न बैंक दे देती है एक API जो चाहिए आपको, फंड ट्रांसफर API, जो इट्स वेरी सिंपल, नॉट दैट कॉम्प्लेक्स, और उसमें बैंक को भी उतना कोई नुकसान नहीं देने से, एंड देयर इज नो मच रिस्क इन्वॉल्व इन इट. सी देयर इज अ सर्टेन एलिमेंट ऑफ रिस्क दैट हैज टू बी देयर एंड वी हैव टू कवर दैट, बट you needed a small API to fund transfer. You get it very easily. You can incorporate or integrate with your system very easily, and you can start using it in a limited time frame. अगर वो legacy bank दो, they have a challenge to give. So there will be a lot of going through. You have to understand, they have to understand, and you end up at certain point लगता है आपको नहीं चाहिए मुझे.
Okay.
तो और एक बात भी है, they have institutional challenges. Any product. Now I'll talk about individual. For example, individual अगर आप legacy bank के साथ अगर आपका कोई अकाउंट हो, आपको क्या चाहिए as a individual? आपको you need a credit card, you need a locker, and probably you might need one more account for your family member. So
and personal loan,
correct. So loan is one thing, because again that's a different segment all put together, lending when we talk about. But other than lending products, जितने भी other products हैं, तो वो क्या होता है, आपको वो देने से फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हिचकिचाता है. ही इज काइंड ऑफ हेजिटेंट टू गिव यू द प्रोडक्ट बिकॉज ही हैज़ नॉट डन योर प्रोफाइलिंग वेल, और ही हैज़ डन अ प्रोफाइलिंग रॉन्ग. तो उसको ये पता नहीं कि आपका टोटल आपका नेटवर्थ क्या है. ही ओनली सीज यू एज एन इंडिविजुअल एट दैट अकाउंट लेवल, दैट ब्रांच लेवल, एट दैट पर्टिकुलर लेवल. तो आपको पूरा पोर्टफोलियो नहीं देखता है. हो सकता है कि अगर मान लो उस बैंक अकाउंट में सिर्फ 5,000 रखे हो और किसी दूसरे बैंक में आपने 50 लाख रखा हो, तो वो तो बस यही देखेगा कि he has to do profiling across you as a individual. So then he can recommend a right product to you which will be useful to you. Now coming to modern bank, what they do, they are one step ahead. They're able to understand you as a persona. They're creating a persona for you, like what all you do, what all you have, and what might be best for you. So they recommend the product, and the ease is there. There's a bit of ease, and they have built technology. They are invested in technology, and they think technology is the only way to deliver any product or any service. And when you're talking about masses, like you want to create thousands of accounts, thousands of products, do a lot of to and forth.
Yeah.
So they give it quickly.
According to you, क्योंकि आप इतने सारे बैंक्स के साथ काम करते हो और आपने इतने सारे बैंक्स को स्टडी किया है, top 2 traditional banks and top 2 modern banks.
This is a very tricky question.
Top 2 cannot. I'm not asking from the point of view of कि आपको चूज करना है कि यार आपके फेवरेट कौन से हैं, क्या है. मैं सिर्फ ऑल द पॉइंट्स आपने एक्सप्लेन करें कि कौन फास्ट है, कौन एजाइल है, कौन जल्दी है, किसका कस्टमर कॉन्फ्लिक्ट रेजोल्यूशन फास्ट है, किसके टच जो आपसे बार बार रेगुलर फॉलोअप्स करता है बेटर है, सारे प्रोडक्ट्स एक जगह देता है, आपकी कस्टमर प्रोफाइलिंग उनके पास बन जाती है. कौन से ऐसे मॉडर्न बैंक्स है?
I'll not name one or two because most of the banks are falling in the same category. From a legacy bank, Union Bank of India हो गया, State Bank of India हो गया, Punjab National Bank हो गया.
They're good?
No, they are. I don't say good. You will face challenges by default.
That's what.
So you will face challenges with those banks because of various reasons. and you'll not get that service. Service would be a a pain for you to certain extent. And if you see, last year, in Niti Aayog has referred that it's an urgent need for cooperative banks to come up to the pace of what the commercial banks are there. It's urgent need, they're telling, because the reason being is largest number of internet penetration is in rural area, more than 60%, because we are a rural country, right? Number of tier 3, tier 4 cities are more than your urban and tier 1, 2 cities. True. Population वहाँ पे ज़्यादा है, and the largest number of banks are there. यूँ समझ लो 1500 से 1800 तक cooperative banks है. Large banks कितने थे? 33. So that means the banking is happening at that level at rural. So the cooperative banks have to be empowered. No, they can't do this business. They can, maximum what they can do, they can open an account, they can lend some money, और इससे ज़्यादा कुछ कर नहीं पाएंगे. Because they don't know what to do. So then we come. So what we do, one of our solution is tailor-made for a cooperative bank. So where we onboard them as our client. We take care of the entire tech part. So that too on a very light model where it's all SaaS model, web-based model. So where they need not invest much in technology. They need not invest. Because the biggest challenge for a cooperative bank is they have to invest money. And they don't want to do it. And even if they do, who will run the show after that? You समझ लीजिए आपने कुछ टेक्नोलॉजी बना दिया, आपने इन्वेस्ट कर दिया, आपने सब ले लिया. Who will run the show? They need to have the team. और वो टीम वहाँ पे नहीं बैठेगा. Right, understand, right? So then what happens? The entire excess goes for a toss. So they don't want to do, but they want to grow. How will they grow? So their book size remains the same. Now what we do is we onboard them as our client. Then we help them to onboard a merchant onto them. Now if you see today, in today's situation, I don't know if you are aware, in rural places, most of the businesses have a account in cooperative bank. वो क्या करते हैं पता है? जितने भी उनकी उस दिन का कलेक्शन है, एग्जाम्पल मान लो कोई हलवाई है, कोई स्वीट शॉप का बंदा है, तो डेली उसका कलेक्शन है 5,000 या 10,000, तो वो सब कुछ 10,000 वो उसी कोऑपरेटिव बैंक अकाउंट में लेगा. नेक्स्ट डे कोई बड़े बैंक अकाउंट में ट्रांसफर करेगा. दिस इज अ वेरी रेलेवेंट थिंग हैपनिंग. 98 or 99% do this. They don't keep anything in cooperative bank. You know why?
Because they're scared.
Not about scared. One is scared because anything can happen anytime. Number 2, they can't mobilize the funds the way they want. अगर आपको
इजीली निकाल नहीं सकते पैसे,
इमीडिएटली तो नहीं निकल सकता. हो सकता है उसकी नेट बैंकिंग काम ना करता हो, उसके पास कोर बैंकिंग सोल्यूशन ढंग से ना हो. इमेजिन अगर वो करना चाहता है, लिमिटेशन कम हो, अगर मान लो 10-15 लाख है उसके पास, अगर वो वांट्स टू सेंड और वो बैंक सपोर्ट ना करता हो तो क्या करेगा? Why would he take that hit? Because he has to run the business. So what he does, he uses that cooperative bank only to collect. जैसे पैसे आ गए वो बड़े बैंक को शायद हो सकता है कोई ICICI हो, HDFC हो भेज देगा.
Tell me a modern bank. So, which one do you like?
Modern bank in terms, yes, HDFC.
You'll consider HDFC as modern
bank because they are constantly growing.
Okay.
They are very new.
Any of the new banks, these apps and stuff which you like?
In terms of apps, one bank is there, IDFC. IDFC, they have done tremendous good work in apps.
And neo banks वगैरह?
In terms of neo banks, it's too early to say because again as a neo bank they have some challenge. They need to ride on some major bank because neo banks does not have a license from RBI. For example, and you take any name, so they ride on a major bank like ICICI, HDFC or some other bank, right? For example, Federal Reserve. If Jupiter is there, they ride on a Federal Bank, right? So they give a layered experience, but what happens? As long as their banking partner is strong enough, it becomes a viable solution. अगर नियो बैंकिंग ने कुछ आपको ऑफर किया और उनका जो पेरेंट बैंक या स्पॉन्सर बैंक है वो फुलफिल नहीं कर पा रहा है और वहाँ पे आपको लैग दिख रहा, दैट बिकम्स अ चैलेंज. सो दैट इज द रीजन नियो बैंकिंग इज इवॉल्विंग. या दैट्स अ बिग स्पेस टू ग्रो, बट लॉट टू हैपन बिकॉज देयर इज अ बिग चैलेंज. It doesn't fall under the regulatory framework.
Thank you so much ये क्लिप एंड तक देखने के लिए. अगर आपको और भी ऐसी क्लिप्स देखनी है तो राजशमानी क्लिप्स चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए.